pretty much my survival is based on NIH funding.
I'm Congressman Joe Courtney, and I'm speaking to you from my office in Washington, D.C. Pretty intense time down here in Washington, but we've been really honored to have a visit today from a great group of advocates from really all across Connecticut, Rally for Medical Research, whose focus is on, I think, probably one of the most serious problems that widespread support, regardless of political party or where you're from, the concern is sky high. And that's the really indiscriminate cuts to medical research that's happening as part of the Trump administration's new budget policies over the last 6 or 7 months or so. I'm here today with one of the advocates, Sarah Craig from Old Lyme, Connecticut, which is a great community in the 2nd Congressional District, who I think has a really powerful story to tell about the importance of medical research. Really without any further ado, I'm going to hand off the microphone to you and let you tell your story. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you for having us all. I'm Sarah Craig. I'm 39, and I've been living with stage 4 lung cancer for 7 years. I was diagnosed at 32. It was a total blindside. I was a non-smoker. It just came out of nowhere. And I was living in Boston at that time, and I started going to Mass General Hospital. And I benefited from a clinical trial during my first 2 years of treatment. And that gave me crucial treatment options. And I got off on a great leg, and I've been throughout my 7 years, I've been mostly non-NED, no evidence of disease. I have one slip up 5 years in because my targeted therapy stopped working, and so I needed to go on the next pill. The therapies that I'm on are all coming from NIH trials or funding. So NIH is crucial for my survival. I'm living off NIH funded drugs that are went through research and clinical trials. I'm on a great pill now. I'm doing really well, but I'm on the last line of treatment. So I'm waiting for the next pill to get developed so I can go on that whenever my treatment stops. But I'm also waiting to be enrolled in Mass General's lung cancer mRNA lung cancer vaccine trial. That has been delayed because of NIH funding, and also with recent mRNA, I don't know what. Policy changes. Yeah, policy changes. So the vaccine was supposed to be available last year, and then it got delayed till next year. And I'm doing really well currently. I don't need the vaccine at this point, but when I get the vaccine, it will prolong my time on my current pill and give me more time. Pretty much my survival is based on NIH funding and support. And I'm just I'm gonna be on treatment for the rest of my life, and I'm just gonna string along pill after pill, and I assume I'll go on more trials and more and the vaccine. So I am a huge proponent for NIH funding, because my life depends on it. And all of my fellow ALK positive cancer patients are all dependent on it.
Well, thank you, Sarah. And just to sort of put a few footnotes in terms of your comments, the clinical trials are part of the NIH research and development process. I think sometimes people, when they hear the words, National Institute of Health research, they think of, really smart scientists in the back room with, microscopes and, but a big part of these grants are actually direct patient care for people who, again, really are in a place where, they need to get the most cutting edge, advanced ideas and processes that are out there right now. And again, universities are sort of the backbone of a lot of these NIH grants. Again, Eastern Connecticut, home to University of Connecticut, go Huskies. They have lots of NIH, but also other research and development grants, which literally days after the inauguration of President Trump were cut off. And again, it was for reasons that really had no scientific sort of basis or, issues of the process or applications. It was strictly almost a, artificial intelligence algorithm. If you had, something that said the word diversity, equity, or inclusion, then your grant was cut off. And, we're still struggling, in terms of, these really smart people that were doing great work on cancer and Alzheimer's, autism, obesity, that, again, are still sort of stranded in this, black hole that's been created by the new administration. And again, your story is two sort of impacts, which is the mRNA anti-vaccine sort of philosophy of, of Secretary Kennedy, who, again, has this kind of belief that, mRNA vaccines, which were part of the COVID vaccines, are somehow a threat as opposed to an actual blessing in terms of people. And the mRNA vaccine on cancers was, something that is very promising. So I was being polite saying it's a policy change. No, it's actually a direct, intentional decision, by the leadership at the Department of Health and Human Services that is going to set, I think, this country back years if we don't sort of get, the change there. So, external pressure makes a difference down here in Washington. So having people come and, advocate, I think, is really important. And your presence and voice, I think, are really very powerful. And, again, if you want to have any sort of, final remarks about, again, the impact on people, that you've seen going through all this, and the fact that, again, it was college and university-based research, maybe, the microphone is yours.
Yeah. I've been a patient at Mass Gen, that's affiliated with Harvard, and there's more challenges with it being affiliated with Harvard. And I've not really, I don't really have like much insight to other patients in my cancer type that are waiting for this vaccine trial. But I do know that there's like a whole group of us who are just like waiting in the wings. And I don't know the specifics of those patients, but like I'm in a Facebook group from my cancer type, and this is like a hot topic of conversation, just like because these vaccine trials are popping up like more and more, and like the like other hospitals are like hoping to offer this, but Johns Hopkins is the only one currently like having that. And I was on the list for Johns Hopkins a year or 2 years ago, but I wasn't accepted because I wasn't like basically not a patient of Johns Hopkins. And then Mass Gen was gonna offer their own, but then that got delayed. So I know there's like a long list of patients who are like wanting and waiting for this. And there's a lot of frustration and like a lot of like fear, and like it's like all of us are living most of us are living with this disease at stage 4. And it's really scary to be living with this every day, and just trying to put it like in the back of your mind, but it's like always there. And in this Facebook group, there's like a range of emotions every day being like shared, and it's like I think especially since this year, since Trump got elected and all of these changes have been happening, it's like there's a lot of fear in people. So, and me included.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I'm currently doing great. My treatment is working. I have my next scans in November, so fingers crossed. Yeah, but yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess the message is rally for medical research.
Yes, rally for medical research.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.